Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have 3 knives under $30 on Amazon. We're gonna go in, check them out, see what we think about them, get your opinions, and we're all gonna start that right now. You know what? This is the biggest one. I'm gonna save the big one for last because I can only guess what it's gonna be. I know there are a lot of Eafengrow fans out there. This is the EF915 we're gonna check out first. And you know what? I hope you're having a great day. Whatever time of the day it is you're watching this, or if you're driving down the road, don't watch it now, just listen and watch it later. Oh, okay, so this is gonna be one of those big budget bangers without a doubt. And EF915 sounds familiar. This might be one that we've checked out in the past. This is one of those chonkers. I mean, it is heavy duty. Yeah, I said duty. Let's see what it looks like. Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh yes, I have seen this one. I do have this one. And it has a wicked looking blade. Would you look at it? Just look at it. It has the two-tone going on, and I think there's a few different versions. There's like 2 or 3 different versions and options, and check that out. A little bit of purple going on, or kind of a blurple. So this is G10 and the jade. There's no texture that you can feel. You might be able to see just a little bit of it. I do like the accents, and there's folks that collect the Eafengrow knives, and every time they come out with a new one, they get a new one. And let's see, it has really good action. The flipping is very good, and you can reverse flick it. Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh yeah. Now this sucker probably weighs about 5 ounces, and I don't think, no, it does not have a reversible clip, but this is one of those ones you can just throw in the toolbox or have on your workbench. You want to do a little scraping. You're not worried about messing it up, or worst case scenario, it falls off the boat. You're not going to be going and crying home to mama. And how's the lockup? So the lockup is good on it. The action is very smooth. Is it centered? Yes, it is centered. So this is definitely going to be one that's worth it. I think these run around 23, 20. These are all somewhere in the $25-ish range. One of the knives on here is like $23. So the pass-through is good. There's some light jipping in there. It's not too aggressive, so that's always a plus. A downside is you don't get any jipping, but it is kind of angled, so you can do the push button. The push button is not too shabby. So yeah, I like it. I think it's a good one. If you like a knife with a full handle, it's a kind of beefy, a little bit girthy. But yeah, you do have a little bit of girth with it. Girth Brooks. And you do have a ramp right here your thumb could go up on, or you have this spot right here. It's almost harpoony, and you have all kinds of angles for days. It has a relatively strong tip. You gotta have a strong tip, right? But I think it's good. If you want a budget banger, this is definitely going to be up your alley. Now, let's check out this next one here. I'm very interested. I don't remember what any of these look like. I thought I cut that open. Maybe I didn't. But yes, there we go. So we're just doing some 3 unboxings here. And there we go. Let's get in here and see what it looks like. And I'm kind of excited. You guys might not know this, but tonight is the live stream. You're probably not watching this on a Friday, but tonight is Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. Every Friday night, 8:15 to around midnight, we have a live stream where if you have questions about any of the knives on the channel, we do size comparisons. I can weigh them. I can measure them. We talk about knives, and there's also a pizza check and a bunch of other fun things and a bunch of giveaways every Friday night. So let's see this right now. Pow! Right, oh, right in the kisser. Check that out. A little bit of reverse tanto kind of cleaverish action. Or maybe a little bit of modified cleaver meets K-tip. Is that what they call that? K-tip. So this is the EF919, and it is greasy. Let me wipe it off. It was definitely well lubed before they sent it out in the box. All right, so let's take a look. Let's go from one end down to the other. Nice looking D2 blade steel. There's your EF. I think they should shrink that and put it up here, but you know, I've been suggesting that for a long time. Big old choil right here. We'll see how that works. Blue anodized hardware. Very nice. T6, T8s, and it does not have a reversible clip. Now, I will say that you do get some very nice texture. How about a little bit of texture vision for you? Everybody likes a little texture. Let's see what it looks like on this side. So this side, the blade looks nice and clean. D2 going all the way down. You have a couple T6s. And what's our pocket clip look like? The pocket clip does not have much room. That is going to be a pocket catcher because you have mushrooms growing in the shade. You have some round screws, and you only have that much room in between the screws and the outside of the clip. So EF knives, if you want to improve your clip, I would inset the clip into the liners if you could do that, or get some flat screws because this is going to grab on jeans and pockets any thicker than some thin khakis. And this is typical of the EF knives. It is bulky, it has some girth to it, it is heavy duty. This is definitely a banger. One of those ones you can throw in the toolbox, or that, this one you could you could take this camping, and this might be good for doing a little bit of slicing and stuff like that. And you're not gonna be worried about it because these are like 23, 25 bucks. Let's see what the pass-through's like. Oh, okay. So the pass-through is good on this one. The action's a little tight, but I'll take that. Left and right, up and down. What am I getting? I'm getting a little bit left and right. So this one needs tightened a little bit. Watch your quality control, EF knives. Make sure that your knives are tight when you send them out the door. And we have a little bit of jimps. Digga, 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 digga. A little bit of jimpity jimp going on right there. The ergos are pretty good. My hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. It feels comfortable. This one, I can give it the old bees squeeze, and I'm not having any issues. So if you have an extra large hand, this would be a great budget banger for you. Now, can I choke up? Oh yeah, you can use this choil, which I'm not sure why they left this right here. If they would have just left this a big giant choil, this would have been perfect. But this right here is going to kind of just like hit you in the finger. But it does have impressive ergos, not too bad, and the reverse grip is comfortable. So the action is good. It doesn't have any jimping on the flipper, but the action works very well on it. It flips very nicely. You can push button it, and when you push button it, you do come down on this jimping right here, which is semi-aggressive when you're doing that, but flicking it is not too bad. If you have any sort of fingernail, when they have jimping like this, when any knife company has jimping right behind the flipper tab, this can always grab your finger and pull your fingernail backwards, so that's something to keep in mind. Now let's check out the EF913. This bad boy, I believe, has been upgraded to 14C 28 amp, baby. Now that is exciting. Wow, another big chonker of a knife, and it is hefty. Oh my goodness, it's a big one. Wow, that's what she said. Look at this bad boy, the EF913. Now this one looks pretty cool. I'm liking that. It's kind of smooth, it's smooth even though it's not smooth. It doesn't have any like rough texture, but you can feel the bumps. It does look pretty cool. It has a full-length back spacer, G10 back spacer, and a tiny spot back here, which looks like you could put a lanyard if you want to. And it does not have a deep carry clip, but this is going to be, all of these EF knives are like working style knives. They're ones you're going to get out and do some serious work with and not worry about the edge or worry about the fit or the finish or that kind of stuff, because you're going to be using them for hard work. And this sucker right here, if you're out canoeing, you could use this as a boat anchor. So I'm curious, I bet most of the people watching this video have at least one EF knife. Tell me, what do you do with your Eafengrow knife? This one comes in at 5.48. Do you use it? Oh my goodness. This one right here, whopping 7.77 ounces. Yeah, I knew this one wasn't messing around. And let's check this one before I lose my train of thought. 5.48 ounces. So you're all in the 5 to 7 plus range. But tell me what you do with your EF knives. You ready to see this? Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is very, very different. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Kind of a modified tanto look to it. So you have a big swedge going on along the top. And it looks like it has just the slightest amount of recurve coming down here to this tip. So you get two tips with this one. How's this tip look? Oh yeah, this is strong. This is beefy. Definitely a beefer. So this one has the same deal. You're going to be able to pull it out of your pocket to work with it, because that's what these are work knives. And you know what? This looks like, oh, okay. So that's comfortable. The action's not too shabby. Man, it comes out with the Thor tie. This is a big knife. This one is bigger than the other ones. It's coming in at a whopping, ooh, yeah, look at that. It's 9.5 inches with a 4.1 inch blade. So if you want a 4-inch blade, there you go. Not a whole lot of pocket knives that come out these days have a 4-inch blade, and that is a whopper. Now the ergos feel good. There's no problem there because you have that small pocket clip. Now this one's not going to be too bad in the pocket because you don't have any mushrooms growing in the shade, no screws right there. So that's not going to be too bad. How strong is it? It's relatively bendy. I wouldn't say it's the strongest pocket clip in the world, and this one is not reversible. And you do not have room for sharpening next to the plunge grind, but with a knife like this, you're not gonna care about that. And up here, we have some jimping. You know what? The jimping almost made it. It almost made it. It's just not quite aggressive enough. If it had a little more aggression, it would work out just right. But my goodness, I don't even know what I would do with this thing. Now, one thing that is very impressive is 14C28N, baby. So that is very impressive. And they stand by their 14C28N. They ask that anybody that wants to have their steel tested, because Eafengrow knives, they made a change a couple years, I don't know, a year or so ago. They have new ownership. They say they will not make any clones. And all of the 900 series knives, so far, everyone that's came back tested from Love Them Knives has been the steel that they say it is. And I know he's waiting on some more to come back. I haven't seen if the results are in yet, but so far so good. So this one has good action, it has good ergos, and you have multiple deployments. Okay, all right. So man, all right, yeah, I'm liking that. There is some grip. There's just a nice little bit of grip on the edges of these thumb studs that help grip my thumb, and it wasn't moving like pow. So definitely give me some feedback. What do you think about EF knives? I know there's a lot of opinions, and I've showed a lot of them on the channel, and they have a lot of support because a lot of people like a lot of knives. And if you collect knives and you like budget knives, they're in the $20 range, then these are gonna be right up your alley. Share this video with a friend that you think might like one of these knives, or that might be interested in Beez Blades. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss getting notified of when we have the live stream and the giveaways and all the fun stuff. Go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats or at the hive streams on Friday nights, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.